All right, so you want to dig into this whole psychology of money thing, right? We got those 2 podcast episodes about Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money.
Hmm.
And they're already making you ask some pretty insightful questions.
Yeah, for sure.
But what really stood out to me is how this book kind of flips the script on how to build wealth.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about being some financial genius,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, Housel really challenges that whole idea right off the bat.
Exactly.
He says it's way more about mastering your behavior and your mindset.
Yeah.
Like, those are much more important than just crunching numbers.
Totally. And there's this great story about Ronald Reed,
Oh, yeah, Ronald Reagan.
this janitor who ended up with like an $8 million fortune.
Yeah, it's wild.
And he just had an average income his entire life.
And like the podcast contrasted him with this high-earning athlete
Oh, really?
who ends up bankrupt.
Oh, wow.
And it really highlights that the difference wasn't intelligence.
Right.
It was their habits.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, how did he do that?
Well, they said he lived way below his means,
Okay,
invested really consistently,
smart.
and let compound interest just work its magic
Over
for
time.
decades.
It's the long game.
Yeah,
Not like the get-rich-quick stuff you see everywhere.
exactly. And that's why Husserl's book is so powerful. He
Mhm.
really emphasizes that financial success,
Yeah.
it's not a hard science.
Okay.
It's about understanding your own psychology,
Right.
developing the discipline to stick with a plan,
Yeah.
even when it's slow or boring.
I mean, that makes only sense, but it's so easy to get caught up in like the quick win mentality.
Absolutely.
I know I do.
We all do.
So then the podcast, they bring up Warren Buffett,
Oh, yeah, of course.
and it's insane that 99% of his wealth came after he turned 50.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing.
It's like, wow, patience is key.
Yeah, it really highlights a point Housel makes in the book.
Okay, what's that?
We often overestimate what we can achieve in the short term,
Yeah, I can see that.
but we underestimate what's possible in the long term.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like Buffy's success just proves that
Right.
he didn't just become a legend overnight.
No, definitely not.
It was years of slow and steady growth.
Okay, so long-term thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. But
What?
the podcast also brought up something else
What's that?
that I think we often overlook in all these success stories.
Oh, that's huge.
Like, that's huge. They
Yeah.
talked about Bill Gates as an example.
Right.
He had access to computers at a really young age.
Like way before most people.
Yeah, exactly, which gave him massive advantage.
And that's a perfect example of how luck plays a role.
Totally.
Housel says we tend to focus so much on the strategy part of success
Yeah,
and downplay the role of chance.
that's true.
Like imagine a business owner does everything right,
Mm-hmm.
builds a successful business,
Yeah.
and then bam, a pandemic hits
Oh, yeah.
and wipes them out.
It happened.
It shows that money, it's not just about skill.
Right.
It's acknowledging things beyond our control.
Which can be scary.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then one of the podcasts brought up this feeling
Oh, yeah.
of never having enough money.
Oh, that's so relatable.
It doesn't matter how much you have.
Right.
There's always someone with more.
It's like an uphill battle.
Totally. It's exhausting.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what Housel calls the hedonic treadmill, right?
What's that?
We keep running and running, acquiring more and more.
Yeah.
But our happiness level, it stays the same.
That makes sense.
Like they gave this example of a millionaire
Okay.
who feels poor when they're hanging out with billionaires.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Have you ever experienced that?
Oh, for sure.
Like you hit a financial goal,
Yeah.
but the satisfaction just disappears?
Totally. It's like you hit the target,
Uh-huh.
but then they move the goalpost.
Exactly.
Never enough.
And that's why Hosel's point about defining your own enough is so important.
Yeah.
There's a quote from the book
Okay.
that really stuck with me.
What is it?
The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving.
Wow, I like that.
Right.
That's deep
It is.
and so true.
I think a lot of people can relate to that,
Yeah, me too. For sure.
for sure.
Yeah, it really makes you think like if we're always chasing more,
Mm-hmm.
when are we ever really satisfied?
Good question.
And one of the most surprising things I learned from these podcasts was
Yeah.
about saving.
Oh, yeah.
It seems so counterintuitive, right?
It does.
In our culture, it's always like spend, spend, spend.
Yeah, we're bombarded with messages to buy bike.
Right, keep up with the Joneses.
But Housel reminds us that real wealth
Yeah,
isn't about how much you earn.
right.
It's about how much you keep.
And remember the janitor?
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, Ronald Reed,
Yeah.
who became a millionaire.
Uh-huh.
They said his 70% savings rate
Wow.
was a big reason for his success.
That's amazing.
It's crazy, right?
It is.
Someone living so modestly, accumulating so much wealth.
And then you see these celebrities
Right.
earning tons of money,
Yeah.
but ending up broke.
Because they can't stop spending.
Wow.
It really challenges the idea that you need a huge income to be wealthy.
Yeah, Housel actually says that your savings rate and patience
Mm-hmm.
are more important than your salary.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a really interesting perspective.
Yeah.
It's definitely a shift from how we usually think about money.
Yeah. I've always focused on earning more,
Uh-huh.
but maybe I should be thinking more about what I'm saving.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The podcast also talked about how emotions can affect our money decisions,
Oh, yeah, big time.
like fear and greed.
Especially when it comes to investing.
Right.
Also says fear can make us do nothing
Okay.
or sell at the worst possible time,
Yeah.
and greed can push us towards risky investments.
Yeah, those ones that promise crazy returns.
Right, and then we end up losing everything.
It's like that saying,
That's-
bull markets are not on pessimism, grow on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die on euphoria.
It's a good one.
Right.
It really captures how emotions can mess with our judgment.
Yeah, even when we think we're being rational.
Totally.
It reminds me of another point they made
What's that?
about comparing ourselves to others.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic trap.
We see someone else's success,
Right.
and we think, oh, if they can do it, I can do it.
But we forget about their whole situation.
Yeah, their risk tolerance, their
Their
timeline.
luck.
It's so easy to get caught up in that comparison, Daniel.
It is. And Housel stresses that everyone's financial journey is different.
That's true.
We shouldn't measure our success against someone else's.
It's like that saying, comparison is the thief of joy.
It is.
It's so true.
And it can really hurt us financially.
Yeah, if it starts driving our decisions.
Right. So how do we break free from that?
Well, the podcast talked about financial literacy.
Oh, yeah.
And how it's not really taught in school.
That's a problem.
Right? A lot of people graduate
Yeah.
without understanding basic things like budgeting.
Investing, managing debt.
Exactly. Those are essential life skills.
They are. But the good news is
Okay.
there are more resources than ever before.
Yeah, that's true.
Books, podcasts, online courses, financial advisors.
It's about taking the initiative to learn,
Exactly.
empower ourselves.
Yeah, take control of our financial future.
The podcast also emphasized that small changes can make a big difference.
Over time.
Yeah, it's not about making some huge overnight change.
Right.
It's about building good habits
That we can speak
over
with.
the long term.
Yeah, things like automating your savings,
Mhm.
contributing to your retirement,
Okay.
living below your means.
Those sound achievable
They are, and they can have a big impact.
over time.
That's like that snowball effect. It starts
Uh-huh.
small,
Yeah,
but it gains momentum.
I like that analogy.
It's similar to compound interest.
Right. Small, consistent efforts.
Can lead to huge results.
And speaking of investing,
Yeah.
the podcast talked about embracing a long-term perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
Like tuning out all the short-term noise,
Yeah.
focusing on the bigger picture.
That's where Housel's advice is so powerful.
What does he say?
He says most people overestimate what they can do in a year,
Okay.
but underestimate what's possible in a decade.
Wow.
He uses the stock market as an example.
Okay.
It's always gone up over the long term,
Yeah.
even though there are dips and corrections along the way.
What you're saying is,
Don't panic when the market goes down.
okay,
Don't try to time the market.
got it.
Just stay the course.
Ride out the ups and downs.
Exactly. Patience and discipline are key.
And diversification.
Yes, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Spread your investments around.
Stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities.
So it's about balance,
Mm-hmm.
aligning our investments with our goals.
And our risk tolerance.
And sometimes that means getting professional help,
Right. Not everyone's a financial expert.
and that's
There are
okay.
people who can help.
Financial advice,
Certified planners, investment managers.
it can create a plan.
Make sure you're on the right track.
It's about using their knowledge and experience.
But it's not just about making money.
Right. What else is there?
The podcast talked about giving back,
Oh, yeah.
using our money to make a difference.
Through philanthropy,
Charitable donations.
supporting causes we care about.
Exactly. That's something Housel talks about too.
What does he say?
He says we should see money as a tool
Okay.
to create experiences,
Mm-hmm.
pursue our passions,
Yeah.
live a life that reflects our values. Giving back can be a powerful way to find purpose.
In our financial journey.
It's about recognizing that true wealth
Yeah.
isn't just about money,
Right.
it's also about generosity and social responsibility.
That's a great point. It's pretty amazing how like these simple ideas about money
Yeah,
can have such a big impact on our
for
lives.
sure.
So as we wrap up this whole deep dive,
Hmm.
what resonated most with you from these podcasts?
For me, it's that financial success is a soft skill. It's not about being like a genius investor.
Right.
It's about the right habits and mindsets.
Okay.
And that's something we can all work on.
I agree. It's empowering to realize we have more control over our money than we think.
Yeah.
It's about making choices that align with our values.
Exactly. And that's what makes this book so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about numbers.
Right.
It's about human behavior
Right.
and our relationship with money.
Yeah. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
So if you had to pick one key takeaway,
Okay.
what would it be?
I think it goes back to Housel's main argument.
Okay.
Financial success is more about behavior than intelligence.
So if you want to improve your finances,
Yeah.
focus on those positive habits and mindsets.
Define your enough.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace the long game.
Right.
And remember, small efforts can lead to big results.
Those are great reminders. And for you listening,
Hmm.
what specific behaviors from this book will you focus on
Yeah.
to shape your financial future?